Good morning, everyone. So, I would like to make a video about hookup culture and how it's being promoted, at least with the content I see on YouTube, by so many really actually gorgeous men who are charming peacocks, I'm going to call them. So, I'm a little judgy here. Forgive me. They're they're teaching other men how to text the girl, how to get the girl, how to get girls' numbers, or giving tips on how to be better in bed, smashing it better, all with the intention of um, being like a hookup guy. I don't hear anything about how to make her feel loved, how to treat her after the hookup, how to build a relationship with her, or the purpose behind you getting all these women's numbers or texting them. Are you so it doesn't sound to me like they're teaching you how to have a relationship. They're teaching you how to get a bunch of girls for the purpose of fucking them, which I think a lot of men find appealing, like being able to be a man that can get all these women in bed. It boosts your confidence. It makes you feel manly. It's fun. However, what they leave out, and I just want to give a voice to what's missing from the point of view of a woman. They're leaving out the impact they're having on the women because research shows that the majority of women are not satisfied with hookup sex. They're leaving out the intention behind getting all these women. They're not being honest by saying, hey, we just like to hook up. I don't hear them talking about relationships, a girlfriend, a relationship, a partnership, a marriage. I don't hear about that. And I don't hear them giving tips about a relationship. The whole idea of spreading your seed is nice. That's another thing I want to address about spreading your seed. When you spread your seed, you get women pregnant. And if you really want to go into the actual like human biology and spreading your seed to have good progeny, the quality of your progeny is very dependent on the nurturing that your offspring gets. So if you just go around spreading your seed willy-nilly with no intention and getting all these women pregnant, who's going to raise those children? Do you have the financial and emotional resources to invest in raising those children? Because that's what they did when they spread their seed. We lived in communities and everybody raised these children. If you go, I mean, I think it's toxic masculinity to spread your seed willy nilly with no condom, spreading whatever diseases you might have, getting women pregnant, and they're like, well, I'm just a man, that's what I do. And finding women to hook up with, promoting hookup culture. I think that we have enough hookup culture already. I don't think that we need more men promoting how to get hookups. I think they're doing just fine. And the guys that aren't getting hookups are probably not going to get them no matter what they text the girl. It's the guys that are the charmers. These are the guys getting all the hookups. The toxic guys, in my opinion. Because a good man is not going to go around just wanting to fuck all these women. They're usually in a relationship, the good guys. That's why now I understand, like, that's why when I see a good looking guy and then it turns out there's a woman around, it makes sense to me now because I'm drawn to those type of men who are more relationship oriented. Although I have fallen for the charmer types before. They're charming. And I think charm is a red flag for fuckboys. because charming is an act. I don't think that people are naturally charming. I think they can be joyful, funny, interesting, curious, playful. But charm, I don't know. I think that they put that on as an act. So these these type of videos and this type of teaching about how to get the woman also leaves out what do you actually do when you get her? How does she feel about the interaction? How are you leaving her? Because we don't live in isolation, and I think that men and women both, we have to be cognizant of the other sex. Women generally don't want to be just picked up, and men generally don't want to be just used for their money. I think we have to be attentive and kind to the opposite sex and lift each other up. I mean, I think there used to be a time when men were protective of women. There's nothing protective about guys going around learning how to be charming to get us into bed and then ghosting us. There's nothing masculine about that. It's actually toxic. I'll tell you what masculine men do. Masculine men have feelings and they have empathy. Yes, you can hunt deer and you can still come home and hold your baby. You can go out and slay it at work and you can still come home and make love to your wife. It doesn't make you masculine just because you can fuck a bunch of women. I think it makes men insecure. I have 2 sons and a little grandson. And I will tell you that little boys cry and they have feelings just as much as little girls. They cry when their friends don't want to play with them on the playground. They hold the hands of other little boys and they're not gay. They like to hug their mommy and say, "Mommy, I love you." And they still like to climb rocks and play in the dirt and play with guns, just like every little boy. So when I see a man who's shut off from his feelings, I know there's a man whose feelings were shamed out of him when he was a little boy. And then I think those are the men that go around teaching how to text a girl and just women are just fuck objects. I'm such a man. I got all these women around me. Look at me. That is not attractive. What's attractive is a man who knows how to be in a relationship, because getting a girl just means you have some charm and some swagger, but keeping a girl and keeping her happy in a relationship, now that's a man. And all you really need is people who are able to self-regulate, who are happy with their lives, who have something in common, and who are willing to work on the things that come up, and a relationship will bring things up. That's the kind of thing I'm actually more interested in learning. I'm like, I think that for those guys that are teaching the pickup stuff, because I don't know if they just want a lot of women or they want a lot of sex, because you have a lot more sex in a relationship and the quality of the sex is much better. There is a night and day difference for a woman between a hookup and a man she has sex with that she has feelings for. Night and day. Because if the woman likes the man, she's already going to be turned on before they're even touching, like super turned on. And she's going to be different in bed and enjoy the sex a lot more. So if it's about the sex, the relationship is the way to go. Even for me as an escort, with my clients, I give them a very personal, sensual experience that I put myself into a frame of mind. Okay, I'm going to make love to this man. So it comes from my mind. I am going to open to this man because he's paid me. Versus, oh my God, I want you so badly. That desire, the intrinsic desire, and that builds when you're in a relationship with someone. So the quality of the sex that these guys are getting is really not that great. Yeah, they smash the booty and they watch the ass jiggle and maybe they got some anal. But that's not what makes you a man, in my opinion. That's just something you did. I just really want to point out the deficiencies and the lack of wholesomeness in these strategies. And if we as a society want to promote more intimacy, more vulnerability, that's the other thing. In a relationship, and to be successful in a relationship, uh, you need to have the ability to self-regulate, and we also need to build more intimacy skills, and that's something that is kind of hard for me, that I'm kind of working on, is to have the courage to be intimate, to face the risk of rejection. And those are things that I don't really get to learn that much, living as a single person. But even for my escort clients, there are some that are not able to sustain being a regular client because they'll do something stupid to fuck it up. You know, there are skills required to be a friend, to be an employee, or to be in a relationship that you don't need to just go around just banging a bunch of chicks. And that's the part that I think that we need more men talking about. I went on YouTube, I was like, I wonder if there are any videos about men, these kind of men that, they got into a relationship and now they're teaching men how to, like, really fuck your wife well, or keep your wife happy, or have to like a really juicy relationship. And all I found were women on the topic, or men that were like religious people, like your biblical marriage. It seems like the younger guys are just making videos about how to text the girl, and maybe that's where the money is because that's what men are interested in. But I'm going to be a person giving a voice to, the more emotional aspects, the friendship aspects, and that men going around teaching other men how to just get more booty, more variety, is not really manly at all, because spreading your seed is irresponsible, and it's not even a real thing. It's a made up thing, a toxic masculinity thing. Oh yeah, we can spread our seed. That's what we do. We're men. We're just made to spread our seed. No, you're not, because a real man takes responsibility for every seed that he spread. He takes responsibility for the woman that he's fucked. He takes responsibility for the offspring he created. Don't let these toxic masculinity guys throw you off course. Again, I welcome your comments. I don't know everything. I make these videos also because I'm exploring, and the nature of relationships is changing. Maybe men are just saying, hey, we're tired of marriage. We're just going to go out and spread our seed. Fuck that. And women are saying, well, we don't need men. We're going to out-succeed you. We don't need you, so fuck that. Maybe we're all off course in some way. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I would like to start a discussion. Again, I welcome your comments. Thank you for watching my video.